We have a new update on Hulk Hogan's death. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. And it's actually kind of interesting. It's coming from his daughter, who had been given a number of messages after his death, shortly after, and now it's starting to come out that perhaps something didn't, maybe it's not everything we've been told, my friends. We're going to get into that in this video. We're also going to get into actually a ton of other stuff as well, but we're going to focus mainly on Hulk Hogan here. Hulk Hogan bombshell as cops investigate claim catastrophic medical error led to his death. Apparently here we have, maybe there was something going on with regards to a surgery he had not long before this. Okay. However, almost a month on from his passing, doubt has been cast over the cause of his death, which is now being shockingly suggested as some sort of practice may have cost him his life. They're talking about something was severed during a surgery that was not supposed to be, of course, cut. And this is kind of interesting. An occupational therapist is said to have been present at the wrestling icon's Florida home when he stopped breathing, who raised concerns over Hogan's condition. Law enforcement sources reportedly told TMZ the therapist claimed to officers responding to the call at Hogan's home that the late wrestler was a victim of apparently the surgery, something going wrong during the surgery where his a certain thing was severed. His phrenic nerve, is that how you say it? Phrenic nerve. I can show you that. What it is. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. Or is it going to? No, it's not going to pop up here. All right. Apparently, it's what controls motor and sensory nerve originating in the C3, C5 spinal roots in the neck that innervates the diaphragm, the muscle. Basically, it helps you breathe. Okay. They got to use all this terminology that, usually you don't see. Yeah, so of course it controls breathing. Obviously, your nervous system is far more complicated than people realize. Your smell literally has nerves. Your eyes have nerves. Your diaphragm has nerves for controlling your breathing. And if your nerves are not working properly, you will not be able to breathe very well in that phrenic nerve. Okay? So if he's having issues, a little bit of issues, even a little bit of breathing, then having this complication on top of that, that could have caused his death, is what this therapist was suggesting. Now, we don't know if this is obviously the case, but it is obviously something that could have caused or made it worse for him. What do they call it? Pre-existing conditions, I guess you would say. Where if they made a mistake during his surgery, this could have caused him not to be able to breathe and led ultimately to him having, where if you have a situation where you have trouble to breathe and then you have this on top of it, it could cause this to happen. It's crucial for a person's breathing, controlling the diaphragm, the muscle that supports inhalation, exhalation. Phrenic nerve damage can lead to diaphragm paralysis, causing difficulty breathing. I mean, people really don't understand how important the nervous system is. I've learned a lot about it myself recently because of something I went through. It's amazing, actually, how much your brain controls and how much your nerves control. But we're going to get into even more here. What his daughter was saying, you're not going to believe. First of all, I want to mention that we have a giveaway going on right now. We're giving away five $500 Amazon gift cards and a $500 laptop. So we're giving away 6 different things. Usually only about 7,000 plus people, maybe 8,000 get involved in these giveaways. Last one was 7,300. You have almost a 1 in 100 chance of winning. You're going to definitely want to do this. It'll only take you about a minute. Pause the video, go click on the link in the description at the top of the description there. And all you have to do is put your name and email one time, click these buttons, and then honestly, you just have to visit these pages to add more entries. You'll add +3 entries, +3 entries, +3 entries. You can literally make your odds of winning down to 1 in 40 if you literally did all these. No joke. You can actually, you could have a 1 in 40 chance of having a $500 free Amazon gift card. Link is in the description. Go check it out. Let's get back to the video. So we have here, of course, Hulk Hogan's daughter raises concerns about her father's untimely death. She says that the medical professionals and police also told her she needs to get hold of the tapes from the call and the body cam, of course, footage from the day to this passing, because they supposedly contain information that could potentially shed enough light to change the narrative of what really happened. 100% got legit calls from professionals, from police officials, nurses, that were supposedly with my dad on the day of his death, telling me I need to see the body cam footage. I need to get a hold of the tapes because they contain supposedly information that could potentially shed enough light to change the story everyone's been hearing. Those same professionals feel so passionately about what they witnessed. They have continued to contact me and push me to find specific answers to this very day. They're quite literally putting their careers at risk because they feel so compelled to do the right thing. So, of course, this sounds to me like he had trouble breathing, and that led to what ended up ultimately happening. And, I mean, if that is really the case, honestly, I already have a low opinion, okay, of our medical, industry. I really do, because of something that happened to me. Okay, I was given something that actually injured me. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but the thing is now illegal. They can't even give it out anymore. It was something that's supposed to help you, and now it's illegal, the thing that was given to me. And I had to deal with a lot of things as a result of that. And it actually had to do... It doesn't exactly really relate to this at all, but I mean, it has sort of a long distance relation in some respects. But yeah, so it was actually during a time when I had surgery. I had surgery for something, and it wasn't from the surgery, but it was from something that was given to me after or before the surgery that I didn't even need. And then it ended up injuring me, but I'm already healing from it. But it's just amazing, like how things can be like this, where something can just go wrong so easily, and the people that are supposed to be helping you are actually doing the opposite because they're not careful, right? Because they're not careful. And in this case, his nerve was severed, and this ultimately probably led to potential complications that caused his death. I don't know. That seems to be what they're saying. All right, I can't, know for sure, but that's what these people are saying, and I honestly wouldn't doubt if it's the case. I wouldn't doubt it whatsoever. But you got that story going on right now with Hulk Hogan, and I was thinking something didn't seem right about it. All right. You have also Chris Pratt recently went on Bill Maher. I actually played some clips, but actually we got more and more coming out I didn't even know about from this interview, talking about faith with Bill Maher. And the reason why he actually became a strong Christian is because he vowed to give his life to God if his son was saved, and he would give his platform to God. And of course, his son had his birthday, I think, a few days ago, and that's why he was talking about this to Bill Maher. And apparently he's related to RFK as well. I didn't even know that. But here we have Chris Pratt and Bill Maher discuss Catholicism and following Jesus on Club Random. I didn't even know they got into this. I saw a number of clips from the conversation he had on the show Club Random, where they're talking about a number of other things, but I didn't see this part. In his explanation to Bill Maher of his connections to Catholicism, Pratt said, "I go to Catholic church. My wife is Catholic, but I probably consider myself to be more Christian than Catholic." Perhaps he grew up Protestant. I don't know. That I'm necessarily like one or the other. Anyone who believes in Christ is Christian, right? Maher asked. Right, said Pratt. But like I wasn't confirmed in a Catholic church. I go to a Catholic church. I love it all. I'm a follower, Jesus. And actually, it's interesting because it's kind of similar in my situation. My wife is Catholic, and we sometimes go to the Catholic church as well. And I'm not Catholic, so it's actually very similar. And I don't really consider myself Protestant either. I just call myself Christian. So this is interesting. This is what he's saying here. I'm preaching the gospel of I don't know. And he says, I don't know either. This is obviously Bill Maher talking. I just don't. I don't sign on to these things. And part of it is because, they did traumatize me, Maher said. Apparently he grew up in I think, a Catholic school. And he said he didn't like the nuns. And the nuns were not nice to him. Apparently, this is why Bill Maher's an atheist. It's because the nuns weren't nice to him. This is what he says, pretty much. And Pratt agrees, yeah, there are some bad people out there in the church that don't, do things for God and are fake. And he says, I hear you. I listen, mankind has been messing this up since the dawn of time because mankind is broken. Indeed, that's true. I mean, the devil gets into the church. This is what people don't understand. And this is what I've from day one on YouTube, this is what I've been saying, is the devil's in the church and outside the church. That's how he's able to bring this to pass. That's how he's able to make the church look so bad. It's because he's got his own minions in there purposely falling, purposely doing evil to make it look bad. And then telling everybody, hey, go look over there. They're having fun. They don't have church. They're just sex, drugs, rock and roll. That's better, right? So the devil's in both places purposely trying to get you to go the wrong way. And this is where everyone gets it wrong. They think the devil's not in the church. Yeah, he is. That's why it's so screwed up. Of course, then we have this. We have Peter Thiel apparently is doing a 4-part lecture series on the Antichrist on September 15th. And I mean, goodness gracious, I'm thinking maybe he's knowledgeable in this area because he's friends with them. This is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. This guy says he's a Christian. I have a hard time believing that, Peter Thiel. You might be one of the bad people in the church. I don't know. I'm just thinking that. You're warmly invited to a series of 4 lectures by Peter Thiel addressing the topic of the biblical Antichrist. Peter is a technology entrepreneur and investor who has spent much of his career writing and speaking about how his Christian faith informs his understanding of the world. Really? Then why are you making Palantir? Why are you going to Bilderberg meetings and getting caught? Literally like a month or two ago. Give me a break, bro. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You can say it all you like, but your actions say the opposite of what you're saying. Palantir obviously is going to be related to the Online Safety Act, which correlates all your information together with your driver's license on your social media, so then they can get rid of you if you say something they don't like. That is what Palantir is likely as well. I mean, you have to be blind not to see some of this stuff. And so there's that. We have actually, I'm going to get into this a little bit right now, but I'm going to get into this much more over my other channel, God Rules, my main channel. We got some big things going on right now. I was thinking we were going this direction, and now we're starting to see it happen. Apparently, the FBI, goes in, searches former, security, of course, advisor Bolton, his home in a probe to find, records like they did to our president. What was that, like a couple years ago? He was actually praising it when they did it to our president a couple years ago. Now it's being done to him. So he is being looked into. They're bringing, of course, charges. We're talking against John here. And we're seeing it happen. We're seeing it finally happen. I'm going to get into that over my other channel. We have a number, of course, indictments, things of this nature. We got a raid that just went on, like I said, and we're talking about a number of people being looked into right now. It looks like our president's really doing it. And on top of that, I'm going to get into much more detail on my other channel. We got another guy saying that they're going to take over all these cities. And it's the person, you almost know it, it's going to happen based on who said it. And I'll show you that on my other channel. We got a lot of things going on and developing that make it very clear. I'm going to get into actually several more stories that show it and kind of connect everything. He's going to do something big in about it real quick here. Based on what all the stuff that's happening right now, there's about 5 different stories I'm going to get into my other channel. Something big's about ready to happen. So I'm going to get into that over on my other channel. We also, and I'll just touch on this because this is not really related. It's sort of related, but not really. You have this guy, United States Deputy Treasury Secretary, stepping down right after getting appointed. All he worked on was the big, beautiful bill, and stepped down. And we saw Scott Bessent talking about the Fed, and I'm thinking there's another example of something showing that maybe he's going to take out the Fed too. And that is a really good one. If he does that, that's just, I mean, people don't understand how good that is. That's as good as the other one. It doesn't look like it, but it is, because it will financially help you tremendously if that happens in an insane manner. And like I said, we'll get into that more in my other channel. We have here, of course, what's going on with Marvel and Disney. They finally admit they were wrong. Okay, so a lot of people are talking about how they're hating Marvel. Do not think Marvel is doing to the MCU right now is just a retcon or a franchise is already dying. So what's interesting is Disney finally came out and admitted defeat about a day ago, I think it was. No, yeah, it was yesterday. Disney scrambles to win back men and boys after driving them away from Marvel and Star Wars. Because, of course, the original main customer base of these franchises was men. Just like we saw with, video games. A lot of these video games, like shooter video games, were dominantly played by men. And they tried to turn them into something completely and utterly different. Marvel and Star Wars here tried to make it so it was for women. It literally made no sense. And we have I'm going to play some hilarious clips in a second here about it. For years, Disney has been accused of alienating men and boys, the very audience that made Marvel and Star Wars global juggernauts. Now, according to Variety, the company is quietly admitting its mistake. Executives are instructing their film division to create content specifically targeted at Gen Z males. So you have, of course, the fact that they've finally realized just how bad they stepped in it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there before this journalistic retardation goes any further. Let's be clear about one thing. Young men were not hampered in their formative years by the lockdowns, or the patriarchy, or global warming, or social injustice, or any of the other bullshit excuses you're gonna try to throw in to obfuscate the truth. They were hampered by an entertainment media complex that spent most of the past decade systematically trying to obliterate them from modern culture. They've been berated, insulted, deconstructed, mocked, lectured, misrepresented, gaslit into believing their every natural instinct was wrong and evil, and simultaneously labelled as useless and irrelevant, but also...
Yeah, exactly. They said men were useless and irrelevant, and then they had all these girl bosses in all their movies. Hilarious. How badly it backfired on them. And so, of course, then we have here the neurotic talking about this also.
Difference here is there is natural change and forced change, and there's no two better examples in Hollywood than Disney Star Wars and Disney Marvel, the two IPs Disney bought to make it less of a girl's brand. Again, we warned taking male brands that were enjoyed by everyone and turning them into female brands that were enjoyed by no one wasn't a good strategy. And it turns out my good friend Chris Gore, who got a lot of clapback for this quote, was right. Disney turning Star Wars and Marvel from a boy brand into a girl brand will prove to be the costliest decision in movie history. And
exactly. 100%, man. Adrian, I'm going to get into actually a number of other things in my other video as well. But go check out Noah VR. We are still doing the promotion, $400 to get in a seat of the investment for 33% of Noah VR profits being set aside for all shareholders. You can actually get in part with this. We're obviously entering into a new time. People are sick of all this woke and everything around us, and now we're starting to see things turn. This is perfect timing for a game like this. We're going to call it Apocryphon Genesis when it comes into sort of the secular arena. Noah VR is still going to be its name, but we're going to do both names and sort of market it different ways, different strategies to different markets, so that we can actually maximize the sale of the game. If you're interested in investing in it, go check it out. Link is in the description as well. Kind of what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.